stupid GPS. Have you ever gotten lost because your GPS just wasn't working? Happened to me just the other day. I was driving through the mountains, hit a rainstorm, and the double whammy was that, poof, no GPS. And I had no clue where I was going. I ended up having a 1-hour drive take me 4 long hours. Fortunately, I had with me Turning Points in Medieval History by Dorsey Armstrong from the Great Courses. Wonderful audio course. And it made me think about the fact that when we're taking a video course and trying to make it into an audio course so that we have more options for our audience, we have to be considerate of certain points that are different when we're just listening versus watching and listening. So I want to give you 7 tips for happy audio listeners. First of all, don't try this if you've got a visual heavy course that relies on the visuals to explain concepts. Now, that's actually tip number 1. Don't do it if it's too visual, but if it's not terribly visual, I want you to provide downloads, files that you can direct your audience to so that they can get their own copies of the graphs, the charts, the visuals, the maps, whatever it is you're providing and talking to. Now, second tip, you have to be very careful when you're talking to those visual elements because you're explaining things for your listener. So you can't just say, look at the map here. You have to say, we're looking at a map of Europe and we can see yada yada. Got it? So second, don't rush. It's very tempting to speak at a normal clip when you're filming a video because you've got your normal energy. But when you're just listening, you're not getting all those visual clues from the teacher. You're just relying on audio, and often you're quite distracted. Maybe a moose has just run across the road or whatever. So don't rush. I want you to slow down just a little bit more than normal, not at a snail's pace, so we hate you for it, but not quite as fast as usual either. Third, I want you to pause after critical points. Actually, it's a good idea to pause before them. This indicates to your listener that something really important is coming up, which on your video you might be signaling with a graphic or maybe a full screen text build that you're doing. But if you're just listening, you don't have that visual cue. So I want you to pause for just a beat before your critical point and then pause for just a beat afterward. And this gives people a chance to signal and become more alert and a chance to absorb what it is you've just said that's so important. Likewise, I want you, when you have quotations, to let us know that a quotation is coming up. So don't just go running into and so said yada 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 blah blah blah. You have to signal it. So you say, as so said, quote, 1 word is worth 1,000 pictures, end quote. So you give pause, quote, end quote, pause. And that gives us, again, time to absorb it and also lets us know that now we're moving from the quotation into the rest of your material. Next, if you're co-hosting your course, so this happens sometimes when you've got more than one subject expert and maybe you're in the same video space, maybe you're sharing screens and somebody's delivering virtually from another spot. It doesn't matter. If you're just listening, you don't know when the other speaker is coming on. So especially if they're the same sex, you need to identify with a simple toss over to the other person. So I might say, Linda, can you comment on that? And then Linda starts speaking. She'll say, Marcy, why don't you elaborate on that? And so we always know we're ping-ponging back and forth between the 2 speakers. We're never wondering which subject matter expert is delivering the content to us. That's very helpful when you're driving because you want to attach the information to the right speaker and to the right expertise. For instance, you might have a question that you throw into the comments later and you don't know which person it was giving the information, unless you've been very careful about identifying both of the hosts. Next, I want to make sure that you signal when we're beginning a segment and when we're ending a segment. So This might be called an intro and an outro in video terms. Just give us a little verbal cue. So you might say, "Hi, I'm Marcia McDonald, online course doctor, here with lesson 2. Then to get out, you might say, "Well, that's it for this lesson. So we'll see you in the next one." Whatever. It can be very, very simple. And that's it. Just a few points that will make it so much easier for your audio listener to also become a raving fan, which is what you want, my friends. Alrighty then, that's it for this week's episode of Online Course 911, helping you transform ordinary courses into extraordinary ones. Now wait, don't go yet. I want you to do 2 little things for me. 1, see that little like button? I just want you to click it because that's going to make it easier for other online course creators to find my videos. 2, if you haven't already subscribed, in the description below, there's a little link that will get you some amazing freebie. It's different depending on when you sign up, but it will also get you weekly, amazing, incredible, insightful, hilarious, whoa kinds of tips. Yeah, I don't know what a whoa means, but I got a little stuck there, so just roll with it. Okay, sign up. See you next time. Thanks. Bye.